I'm gonna go open up the bathrooms, I'll be right back.
Followed by the flag pledge to my left. We can stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. We'll have the board roll call. We have Michelle Roberts, Mary Schilling, Nathan McClintock, Julie Thies, Carol Yardley, and your host tonight, Jim Jordan. Okay, item 2 on the agenda, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve it as it is.
Carol has made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mary Schilling is second. There's a motion and a second to approve the agenda as it is. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, 6-0. Michelle, item 3, public participation. Do we have any?
No public.
No public participation. Okay. Item 4, communication, board reports and communication. Okay, everyone's looking at their feet. Just to reiterate, the board met in August at a work session to come up with goals, and we came up with 2 goals for the superintendent to implement, and they are academic achievement and student behavior / climate culture. So just want to iterate, those are our goals. All right, 4B, student representatives to the board, Sophia Ryan and Taylor Thompson.
There.
Okay.
Sorry. I got back from Hoko and my voice is still recovering. He was screaming. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull this up. I'm bamboozled today. Okay, updates. So we had a busy and very successful October in athletics. Our varsity football team finished the year with a record of 7 wins and 3 losses. They finished just out of the running for the state playoffs. In our home football game against Staten High School, Lindsey Jones was crowned Miss Flame. This is a tradition that is well over 50 years old. It started as a part of a National Fire Prevention Week. We had 4 individuals on the court. Each day, they were given a ride to school on a fire truck. They were served lunch by the fire department once during the week, and they were invited to help at the fire department's open house a couple weeks ago. The court was made up of Lindsey Jones, Maggie Green, Emma Spalding, and Grace Steffens. Last week was homecoming week at our school. Each day there was fun themes to dress as. We had bonfire on Thursday night. We had about 150 students attending. At halftime of the game, we crowned Cole Hansen as our homecoming king and Abby Woodruff as the homecoming queen. We had our homecoming dance on Saturday with over 400 students attending. On Tuesday, our girls soccer team traveled to, I guess, La Grande, if I'm correct, right? La Grande, thank you. For a game, our girls were victorious by a score of 1-0. They will leave tomorrow at about 3 o'clock to stay the night at Wilsonville for their game on Saturday with Scappoose. Our volleyball team has made it to the state tournament in Springfield this weekend. They had to win 2 matches to qualify last week. They beat Scappoose, and on Saturday they beat Astoria. They play Cascade on Friday. Our girls cross country team has also qualified for the state meet this weekend. Our girls received an at-large invitation. They will run this Saturday at Lane Community College at 11:45. We also had 1 boy on our team, Maddox Hinsman, that qualified to compete on Saturday. Our cheer team will be competing in Albany this weekend at the all-state competition as well. And can you believe it? Winter sports season started at North Bend High School on November 13th. As you can see, it's been a busy month at North Bend High School. Our choir had their first concert of the year last Thursday. Both our band and choir in the beginning stages are planning a trip to Canada later this year. On November 9th, our jazz band and choir will be performing at other schools in the district, celebrating Veterans Day. On November 8th, we will have a study session in the library from about 3:30 to 6. On November 11th, we will have a Veterans Day lunch in the cafeteria. We recently purchased a new score table for the gym. It includes a LCD display that can run video of our athletes, show sponsors, advertisements, as well as a number of other options. We only get to use it for a couple home volleyball games, but we should get a lot of use of it in the future. And finally, our drama department has been busy preparing for their performance of a Charlie Brown Christmas, which is scheduled for December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and again the following weekend on December 8th, 9th, and 10th. And our joke of the month. You guys ready? What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing, just waved.
Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah, so by the way, it is also Christmas time. I need everybody to know that make sure you get your Christmas decor in your house. I know it's November, but I decorated half a month ago, so we should get ready. Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you, Taylor. You too. Okay, 4C, Chris Pendleton, high school report.
Thank you. Little less, but we'll fly through this. Information. Try to keep you guys updated.
Nice jacket.
Thank you. Here's my. Yeah, press you. I'll let your job there, man. Here you go.
I don't know if that's the case in this labor market, but I like you thinking.
So we're going to jump right into this. You always obviously heard the great information from our students, so I figure we won't repeat, but you'll see the life on campus. So again, culture is one of the things that you guys are interested in, and one of the things that I've been pushing for myself. And so you'll see Miss Flame there, group coming off of the fire truck one morning. And so again, it's exciting times there at school. Our numbers are sticking pretty solid. We're at 736. That information's staying out there. So we were at 741 down to 736, but we're staying pretty solid. So good things are happening in there. Throughout the year, some students move to online or move. And so again, a lot of things could happen to drop them, but we're at a really good spot. Projected to be at 708. And so we're staying above 700 throughout the year would be a good target for us. Again, culture, climate, love to celebrate crazy things. And we celebrated on the bottom, Greasy National Food Day. But what's kind of cool about that is not only staff got to eat, but it was made by the students. And then that was actually one of the most difficult meals that we had to make because you only had so much fryer space available. Corn dogs, fried chicken, fries. They snuck in a salad on me, but okay. So again, just trying to get that culture, the kids being a part of it, and then whatever leftovers, of course, they'll eat too. So always a win-win. Choir concert, you can see some photos there. 3 different bands, excuse me, not bands, but 3 different groups singing. And so again, some fun songs that I was actually singing to. I knew them, and so again, it's like, oh, maybe they heard me as the parents were recording, but kept going. Anyway, so it was fun to see them perform. They'll perform several times throughout the year. They'll go to the elementary schools for the Veterans Day ceremonies. And so again, kind of fun. Halloween at our school, very good day, I guess we'll say. You know, it makes it difficult with masks and stuff. Just a couple of photos with kids in Halloween costumes. But again, you kind of see the spirit of going on. And most everyone followed the rules and only had, you know, one small incident that day. So I call that a good day. And it's always fun to see students dressed up. And yes, the principal did dress up too. And no, I did not give you that photo. So sorry. Milkman in an old classic cap, and yes, milkman. And I had a gallon of milk, and my trick or treat was chocolate and white milk. So Daryl, is that a shock? Okay. Handing out milk to students. Bonfire, obviously, that culture and climate is huge for us, and trying to get the kids to do engaging things. Again, you can see some photos of the fire, and one request is bigger. Of course. So that was awesome. Movie night, brand new, something exciting. Thank you, City of North Bend. We're able to put on a movie night. You can see photos on this page and the next page. Again, just that chance to come out and do something different. And we're going to do it again in spring. Again, they're lined up early there. Had popcorn again, just watch Remember the Titans, and then we're going to do something fun in the spring, and just trying to get the kids to be on campus, to be in a safe place, and again, be together and celebrate that senior year. And obviously every year for every group, but trying to honor those seniors. Discipline, you take a look, we had 159 contacts. Again, you're talking attendance, tardies, those are numbers that are being raising our numbers a little higher, because again, we're on a count of 5 a day. We're going to call on 5 kids every day. Where are you at? What are you doing? So again, those will inflate our numbers, and that's okay with us, because again, we want to make sure we're checking in, and then we can also talk about their grades and the effects that they'll have on their grades. So you'll see that our freshmen were the most often visitors to the office, and that's not an uncommon thing. And then as they grow up, you'll see that the numbers actually trickle on down. So just kind of just curious, you know, for you guys to see something different, you know, what's going on. Well, our freshmen are ones that we are learning and educating to how to act in a high school, and just making those adjustments with them. So that is a thing that we're always looking at and trying to correct. I already showed you the sports numbers. Again, you'll see those, but again, down at the bottom, we're in the playoffs. And so again, volleyball is this Friday and Saturday. They'll be playing there. There are 8 teams left. So again, I knew that would be reported, but just imagine, you know, start of the season, you know, where would we land? And we finish in the top 8, and then where we'll finish will be based obviously on our play in the next 2 days upcoming. 3 teams from our league made the playoffs, of almost a 4th, and so it's a pretty good league that we're in. Cross country, girls are in, girls soccer are in, and cheer is in a state. So I say it's the power of the ladies this fall, and so again, very proud to see that. Boys cross country have 1 runner in there, but again, very dominant in sports with our ladies this fall. So that's been good. Told you that we're going to be doing the Battle of the Bay Cup with Marshfield. That's going to be principals and hopefully superintendents are going to get involved in a meeting, and we're going to have a big sign and let the public know that this competition is going on. The friendly rival competition. Going to offer the trophy at the end of the year to the school that wins the most matches. And so again, North Bend is currently up 5-4 after the first go around. We'll have a lot of other events that we're going to add our non sports academic ones, but we just got to make sure battle the books that we're both there, so that we have a chance. So again, it'll be all measurements, and it's just kind of a fun event to talk about. And once we get that out, then the students of both schools will now know the importance of all of these competitions, because you got to have a win over Marshfield, right? Attendance rate for October 87.75, and so our year is 88, and so we're tracking this carefully. Obviously, we want to be in the 90s. Nothing below 80, low 90s are going to make us happy. But I'm sick. Staff sick, students are sick. So again, we're going to face that a little earlier this year than normal. Usually it's a November kind of a hit. And so again, we're going to face those battles, but again, we're tracking it, talking to kids, and that's why those minimum 5 a day call-ins are going to be great. You'll see the numbers of male, females, of students attending. We're trying to start now targeting which groups may be at risk. And so again, just showing you some breakdown of information on attendance, and then we're making that obviously one of our biggest, besides having fun and culture and doing things like that, you got to be in school, and we're trying to encourage that and make sure the kids are knowing the importance of their success will be by attending each and every day. You'll get a breakdown of numbers, and yes, it could be one period that will target a high number of kids gone, and we're trending up for October. And so again, November is a month of vacations, a little bit for holidays, and so we're hoping to persuade kids to come, but obviously we don't want them there sick either. So again, it's that fine battle. And then again, the last chart on that page is a breakdown of the different groups that you might have, and is any one type of individuals maybe gone more than the other. So again, we're just looking at every angle that we can to take track of attendance, and we feel it's important. One of the things that we did was offer prizes the first month for kids and attendance, and it worked. And so again, you want to honor those, but now we're going to start tracking those kids that are at risk and trying to get them to get there more. So we're going to switch our targets to make sure that we just don't say, hey, the top kids all get the prizes. So again, we want to start targeting that. We're going to have competitions or contests for kids. So we're doing a poster awareness month. We'll put posters around the school made by the students. And so again, if the kids hopefully see a sign, just remember something, whatever we could do to just put it in their brain, 90% or higher is our goal. 92 is actually the best number, but we'll start for 90 and then we'll shoot for 92. Upcoming events, you heard that we're having a study session. We're going to call it a study session after school on the 8th. Again, 14 school days left after today. And so again, we're at the crunch line. You'll get a lot of different numbers of students and their success first term. And so again, we're going to try to push students towards success. So we're going to do a study session after school on the 8th and encourage them to meet with some teachers, continue to finish their work, and hopefully, obviously, know that material. We're going to have a Veterans Day lunch on the 11th. Excited about that. That opportunity came because the veterans didn't book their normal place, and so Chef Murphy stepped up. And we're catering that meal for them. There's going to be T-shirts. Fire department's going to be involved. It's going to be a big deal. 200 veterans are going to potentially be in our building that day. And so again, it's a combination of students, staff, our culinary group putting all that together. So again, great experience for our kids, and then obviously honoring our veterans. And thanks. Questions?
Yes,
Yes, go for it.
I'd like to compliment you.
I've had a question.
You were there for school
Oh,
lunch day.
yes.
Right. You and the kids, it was beautiful. The interaction, the responses, how you were with them and how they were with you. It's very impressive. Doing a good job.
Thank you. They see me out every day, and I go in there and check on them, and got to spend my day in lunch detention today with the 5 wonderful kids in complete silence. That was
Well, the interaction
Yeah.
was just really good
But-
to see. It was respectful both ways.
yes,
Open and.
And you even talked them into coming to our table.
yes.
They
I
did, well, like I said,
had to bribe them to come to your
Yes.
table, but
did they get their
but
call?
yeah, they did. And then I wanted you to know that one of the same individuals brought in another student to who was afraid to share an incident that happened to him, and she came as a guest to make sure that he could tell me. And so again, she did a great job stepping up, and then again rewarded her with a free coffee or hot chocolate. But the fact that you can go in and be that support for somebody, and we have that avenue of come on in, never know if it's going to be a success when you come talk to the principal. I tell the kids that all the time. Sometimes it might make it worse, but at least we're going to start making a situation aware, and then we're going to how many times it takes to correct it, but we're going to have that opportunity. And so again, that's what we're doing, making those opportunities for students to succeed at North Bend. So that's where we're at. We'll have some numbers on next time on grades, and some of it will be good, and some of it we'll have to work on. They'll have to work on, but again, it's an us on that. So great group of kids, we heard that freshman class could be kind of tough and, they're doing a pretty good job. They're actually doing a great job. So we're excited about what's going on in our school. So
On the school discipline for September, if we would, any comparison to the prior year, are those numbers?
it wasn't quite kept track of those numbers. It was a running list. So we are doing a much better job of every category. So after spending a year and being, running that spreadsheet, I go, let's break it down. Let's hit those numbers. So we have that instant results. And so we, there, Mr. Johnson and I kept a long list. This year, we're breaking it down month by month. So we do have those numbers going forward. And then obviously, the less discipline, the best. But if you ignore it too, it's not going to help you. So the goal is just to intervene in a positive way to have connections with kids and just I've had counselors come in and talk with kids instead of myself. Again, find a way, the path that will reach that student's success so that they're going to be successful. That first term is huge, no matter which grade they're in, but we're trying to make sure they get that success.
So 5 kids a day is,
Our
explain exactly what that.
our attendance
Mhm.
for tardies or attendance are high flyers. And so again, and you're gonna look at 100 kids for the month.
Mhm.
Again, that's just checking in, again, why are you gone? Why were you sick? We're gonna
just
assume they were
randomly choose
sick.
5 kids.
We don't know in all
Mhm.
situations why they might be absent. And so again, we're just checking on home life. We're checking on, anything and, kids do report things that you need to know and that might not be good. So again, that check-in gives them that opportunity to know that someone cares, and then sometimes you can intervene in their behalf.
Good. And it looks like attendance by the year is hard to read the numbers on that chart. but
Yeah.
Trending upward, perhaps?
They go up and down, and and so again, we're just going through a sick phase. And I wouldn't want to see this week's numbers, but it just happens, and they get back together and they said, be happy together, and then once one gets sick and they kind of share it, we're in a small space together. But great opportunities was, in Mr. Prince's classroom, doing a Shark Tank competition with watching his students compete was exciting that he invited us in. Chef Murphy today did an MRE, meals ready to eat competition with his students, took the MREs and the students had to make the meal better. And so they're working with the Army on that competition. And the Army got to be the judges, thank gosh. Of that one, but so again, just trying to make different things the teachers are to engage our students.
Question,
Yes.
the everything luncheon, where is that held exactly?
It's going to be in our cafeteria.
At the high school?
Yes, at the high school, yeah. We just had a meeting today and again, our business department is making shirts, keychains, our art department and other schools, art departments making art for them to take home. And so there'll be art up and cards. So again, it's the big multi-school project.
Are you needing snacks for your study session?
Snacks, of course we do. Yes, those kids, food and yeah.
Well, just saying, anybody who wants to bring in
Yeah.
snacks.
Oh, yes, always a big deal, so. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, communications 4D association reports, North Bend Education Association report, returning veteran Christina Geierman.
As President Varga had another obligation tonight, so she asked me to step in. She wanted me to let you guys know that overall things are pretty good. Conferences have been ongoing all week at the elementary schools. Parents and classroom teachers are connecting and communicating about what's working well with the kids, areas of improvement, and overall that's going really well. North Bay enjoyed its second annual Scotch Broom Pull. It was pouring rain, but everybody had fun, even though they were quite wet by the end of it. They pulled over 1,000 plants, and they also just enjoyed their annual harvest carnival on October 26th. We do have one problem we want to let you guys know about, and that's that all of our schools, K-12, have a lack of substitute teachers. Right now, if we know we're going to be out for a field trip or sports or something, we're able to find somebody to cover for us. But if a teacher wakes up in the morning and has what's going around and can't make it in, we've had lots of times where we haven't had a person available to sub. At the elementary level, this has been a problem because they've been pulling the PE and music teachers to cover classrooms. And it's okay for them to do this, but the only time that the elementary teachers get to, make their photocopies, get their lessons ready, besides a little bit of time before and after school, is during these, what they call specials, the library, the music, that sort of thing. So when those teachers are asked to substitute, that means the teachers don't get to prepare their lessons. And secondary teachers have had to fill in for our colleagues on our prep periods. There's been emails a couple times a week, subs desperately needed, and we do get compensated for the prep period, but it's such a long day and we aren't able to do our prepare the stuff for our classes. So if you guys know anybody who's interested in the game, I started before I had a teaching license, just on a restricted substitute teaching license. I could sub for 90 days. If you know anybody that might be interested in getting in that, it would really help us out. But we have had trouble filling open positions. Right now we have a counselor, a health room aides, multiple EAs, and an attendance advocate that aren't filled. And we really, run better. Everybody's got a job and we run better when we have all the jobs filled. But other than that, things are going well. There's a really good sense of community at the high school. Both the staff and the students are enjoying all the activities that have been planned, and there's a feeling of camaraderie there. The homecoming dance had a great turnout. It was fun to see the video clips shared on Facebook. We just had the wildland firefighting field trip. The Coos Forest Protection Association had 36 kids, and Jennifer Hampel going out in the woods and showing them how to put out fires and dig ditches. It was very cool. The Bridges staff recently took 50 students to a job fair in Canyonville for technical careers and that sort of thing. They had a great time, and Bridges, our alternative school, are now doing advisory every Friday, and they're bringing in guest speakers like people from SWAC, people from the Army, to try to give the kids a path forward. And they also report that behaviors are the best that they've been in years out there. And then I have to end with a brag. 2 of my students, Garrett Vetter and Grace Stevens, will be presenting posters with their original research on it at the State of the Coast Conference this weekend. Yeah, so I'm super proud of them, and I have to apologize for reporting and bolting, but Staples messed up the printing order, so I have to go and take care of that. Thank you for listening, guys.
Okay, thank you, Christina. Okay. Item 4E, Superintendent Report, Vince Swaggerty.
And I also want to address, and if you read my report, you'll notice I did also talk about the staffing issue. And we're trying to address what she was referring to, even at the elementary level, in terms of trying to prioritize making sure that our specialists have specialist time and using them as a last resort rather than a first resort in terms of covering teachers' classes. So we worked with that. We're also trying to call a direct marketing campaign. I mean, we had brochures, which I forgot to bring over here today, Bruce. But we have brochures, we have signs that we have printed, we posted them by the schools so that people really kind of targeting parents, the folks that might say, hey, I could come in and sub, or I could come in and spend some time and fill in, apply for a position or a classified, jobs that we have available and so on and so forth. But we are actively addressing the staffing needs, but it is a significant need. And we're trying to be creative as well. There's some Hillcrest, our check-in, check-out program, which is connected to our multi-tiered systems of supporting kids. They've not been able to fill all those positions. Those are filled actually out in North Bay, but not at Hillcrest. So we're looking at some other options there that might fit the need. And so that being said, just acknowledging that what Christina said is absolutely true. It's impacting all of the schools, and we're doing what we can at the district office, at district level, to try to make a difference there. I do also want to mention, my old school, Reedsport High School. I'm just on Facebook one night and I'm looking and I see a picture and they're talking about Amber Yester and the North Bend High School band. And it's like, so I'm reading. And so what happened was, they had a homecoming and they have a kind of a novice fledgling band program that they're trying to get off the ground at Reedsport. They've been struggling with that literally since I've been there. But when I first started there, we didn't have any band or music happening at the high school, middle school, high school, and we hired someone during my tenure there, and they've continued that program. But sometimes it's hard to get off the ground. So Amber and volunteers from our band went to their homecoming, prepared their fight song, and did the pep band piece for the Reedsport High School football game. On their homecoming game. And so that's why I call them the unsung music heroes. Not every hero wears a cape. Some of them carry tubas. So we're just happy for their work. And it was just doubly heartwarming to know that they did it at my former school, because, you know, of course, I care a lot about what happens at Reedsport, because with having invested 3 years of my world into them. So very cool. And I also wanted to acknowledge the Scotch Broom of eradication. Ed, Christina doesn't, and Ed's not here tonight. He's usually here. But Ed, of course, does an amazing job organizing that. And he was very grateful to those who helped. And then I just wanted to say, when I wrote this, you know, we write a week in advance. I didn't have an opportunity yet to experience the carnival out of North Bay. So I dressed up and we went out there and I made sure that the beanbag toss was orderly for the last 2 hours. And it was a blast. It was really wonderful. I really appreciated the work of the parents who made that happen. There were parents all over the gym that were basically taking care of all the contests in the gym, and they were amazing with the kids and they were great to work with. So they did an amazing job. And then that night, I got to experience my first choir concert in a number of years, and it was amazing. And I went in the next day and talked with the select choir. They did a piece called Requiem, and I was choking up. I was emotional. It was just beautiful, amazing music, and I just really appreciated that. And so that was a great concert. Director Lee just did an amazing job with kids and having them prepared for a concert this early. Don't put December 14th on your calendar. They and the bands will all be at the Egyptian Theater for all day concert evening of December 14th. And so I'll just leave it at that.
I just have one question. What did you dress up as?
I didn't know that it was a dress up day, so I came that day kind of in normal clothes, and then went home at lunch and had to find something fast. So I was a basketball referee. So I found a referee jersey and the black pants and black shoes as a pretty simple costume, but distinctive nonetheless. So I had a blast.
Yep, thanks for highlighting the staffing side of things, that were short substitute teachers. I was out at North Bay for lunch maybe 2 weeks ago, and I saw a young man who was on the tennis team I coached quite a few years ago, but he was taking a break from his Russian history degree. And so Eric was out there subbing. So I just think of places that we can try to farm our SWAC, the Coast Guard. I'm sure there's others.
That being said, Dana was just telling me the other day, Dana Cahill from the district office, about a conversation that she had with SWAC, and with that in mind, trying to work with some of the folks that are in their kind of pre-teacher program, doing some. Share with us if you would. You have all the details.
So I can see you all. So I contacted Brenda Jackson. She is overseeing the AAOT program. AAOT is an organ transfer. And these are students that are specializing, interested in going into education, so they already have a path. The AAOT allows them to transfer directly into any Oregon accredited college directly. But what might be sort of a mutually beneficial way to look at this is that if they are doing their programming, they could come and sub with us, be flexible. One thing that's nice is that their practicum hours that are a requirement for their program can be paid. And so that it could be kind of two birds, one stone. So those are continued conversations to have, but Jen, I really appreciate, these, like you said, these pockets of places that we could potentially be seeking people.
So if you sub, as if you're a SWAC student or a Coast Guard, the sub rate for a certified position is
$206 per day.
per day, okay, all right. Good. Good. All right, thank you for that, Vince. And Dana. All right, item 5 on the agenda, action consent agenda items. Is there a motion to approve the action consent agenda items?
So moved.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the action consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there was a motion and a second to approve the action consent agenda items. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? No, okay, 6-0. Okay, agenda item 6, revision of policy JFG-AR.
So, we were having a conversation, recently about, policy, having to do with student searches. In relationship to the potential of having a, drug sniffing dog be on campus. And so as I looked at the policy to make sure that our policy allowed for that, which it does. I found a sentence in the policy that I thought was just a little bit too restrictive for us. And it's basically, that sentence is 5D, and the final sentence in that D section said drug detection dogs not used for general or dragnet searches. And that particular language, I think, is excessively broad. And so it would limit us, for example, if we wanted to have a training. Like oftentimes the police agencies will want to have to go into a building and train with one of their animals and so on and so forth. And so what I am recommending is that we essentially drop that line. The rest of the policy, I don't have any issue with whatsoever, but my recommendation is that the line under D that says drug detection dogs will be used for general dragnet searches will not, be used for general dragnet searches, be struck from the policy, and that the remainder of policy remain the same.
Discussion, any comments from the board?
I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
I agree.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the revision of policy JFG-AR as written in the board agenda?
I move for the board to adopt JFG-AR with the changes recommended by Superintendent Swearing. I second that.
Okay, there is a motion and a second to approve the revision of policy JFG-AR with the change made by Vince, striking that one sentence. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 6-0, Michelle. Hey. Now for the main card event of the evening, while you're all here. Item 7 on the agenda, board vacancy candidate interviews. A little bit about the process, the candidate interview process. Each candidate has 5 minutes to address the board regarding their candidacy and positions. So essentially for your candidates as a monologue, a board member may ask a follow-up question after you've spoken. Item 3, board candidates will speak in alphabetical order based on their last name. So the order will be first Gerald Evans, second Colleen Holland, third Charlotte Hutt, fourth Robert LeBaire, fifth Dallas Pettenbrink. Okay, and I think Michelle's arranged for the candidates to be secluded or secreted in a room down there somewhere. And Heather, is that you? Heather Fleming will escort you guys there. After you have spoken to the board, you're welcome to sit in the audience. So with that, I think we got our first candidate is Gerald Evans. Welcome, Gerald.
Am I supposed to sit or stand or
Whatever suits you.
what's the drill?
Whatever suits you, sir.
Big print for bifocals, thank you. Good evening, my name is Jerry Evans. And I wish to be appointed to the school board. I believe my education and professional accomplishments qualify me for the appointment. I have a bachelor's degree in public administration. I was a high school honors student, a foreign exchange student, lived in Spain. I'm a two-tour veteran in Vietnam, US Navy. My job in the Navy was to handle classified materials, so my clearance was way beyond top secret, that I cannot discuss that. I was a career law enforcement officer. 6 weeks out of Vietnam, I started LA Sheriff's Academy and worked for 28 and a half years as a city cop for 2 cities, El Segundo and the city of Huntington Beach. During my police career, I was a patrol officer, a detective. I was part of the crisis intervention team. Which of course required extensive training. I was a sergeant, helicopter pilot. I supervised hostage negotiations as part of the SWAT team. I was a K-9 team supervisor. We had 4 teams. And I also did disaster management. I was a liaison from the city to the county of Orange. We've been certified in Superior Court in Los Angeles, Orange, and Kern counties as a Spanish interpreter. And I've been certified in Orange County as an interpreter for American Sign Language. I'm sure communications will be very important for us when we deal with the public. In the area of administration of justice, I have taught disaster management and the incident command system. The Coast Guard trained me to teach risk management, sent me to school for a week, one of the few auxiliary volunteers that was teaching officers in enlisted active duty. And I taught approximately 1,000 of officers and enlisted, as far north as Portland, as far south as Station Chetco River in Brookings. I trained crisis intervention. Because of my training, I have a commitment to be available 24/7 for any personnel in need. I'm also an instructor for the Oregon State Marine Board, and I teach boating safety. And over 20 years in the auxiliary, I've taught probably 1,000 boaters so they could get their boater education card. I taught at the correctional facility at Shutter Creek, and I taught math. And it was interesting because the levels of ability were from the 6th grade up to, we actually had a college graduate that was serving time. And so I had to customize my approach to each of these individuals. I'm also a certificated flight and ground school instructor, rotorcraft. I strongly believe in being part of a team. Individually, we have our limitations. However, when working as a team, there is very little that we cannot accomplish. Give you an example. There was a murder in Huntington Beach, but the coroner says was accidental. And some other investigator says, oh, it was an accident. My partner and I, we didn't buy that. So we started working the case. We had to draw in 3 more officers. 900 man-hours later, we convicted the murderer, and he's doing life without possibility of parole. And I'm in God's country. So you can see how that worked out for him. I do not argue or raise my voice. It serves no purpose. Should we disagree, I will state my case based on statutory law, case law, codified policy, and or personal experience. If I cannot qualify my point of view, it doesn't count. My number one goal, should I be selected, is to strive for the success of the students. We as educators, facilitators, and parents are all responsible for that. One way to ensure that is to stress the safety of the students and staff. When they view the school as a safe haven, they can focus on learning and instruction without distraction. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Fascinating. Thank you.
Pardon me?
That was fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, number 2, we have Colleen Holland coming in. Welcome, Colleen. You can stand or sit, whatever suits your style.
Board members and community members, my name is Colleen Holland, and I deeply appreciate this evening's opportunity to interview for this open school board vacancy. Today, I'd like to share with you some of my guiding principles and the reasons why I believe I am a great person to add to this school board. I'd like to start by telling you a bit about myself. I am a mom to a Hillcrest hound dog. I have a deep connection to the breadth of Southern Oregon's natural resources, and I'm committed to contributing to the community in any way I can. For me, this currently includes being a leader in my son's 4-H club, as well as the treasurer for the local South Coast Running Club. I've always felt that the public school system is the foundation for a community, and that as a member of the community, the only way to keep that foundation strong is to stay as involved as possible. And that includes, I've been a volunteer at Hillcrest throughout my son's 5+ years there, on field trips and in classrooms. And so when this opportunity came up to apply for this position, I couldn't really let it slip away. With my remaining time tonight, I'm going to expand a little bit upon the answers in the application, the questions in the application you guys put forward. I feel the roles and the responsibilities of the school board should first and foremost keep the best interests of the district's children in mind. They should be at the center of each policy decision. I understand just how complicated that can be. Every student has different needs, aspirations, strengths, and support. I feel that one critical way to ensure success for all of our students is to support the teachers, administrative, and other support staff who have trained for years to take on that role. The challenge for the school board is balancing the competing needs of the district with whatever's available in the budget, and trying to achieve whatever goals with what's there. However, support can look like many different things, and I hope to seek out additional ways the board can continue to empower our teachers and staff in turn resulting in educational and social benefits for our students. Along with the targeted questions on accountability, responsibility, and the community role, you asked what 3 things I would like to accomplish in a perfect world with my time on the board and how I would go about achieving them. As I've discussed, I feel that striving for student achievements requires the empowerment of our teachers and staff. I'd like to expand both informal and formal brainstorming sessions to give opportunities to collaborate on goals moving forward. There's a lot of people in this district that are more qualified to assess the needs. But as a board member, I hope to support them in any way we can. And in that is probably a lot of financial support. Almost everything tends to cost a little bit of money here and there. So as a member of the board, I hope to learn a lot more about the budget and then see what's already available, what's already being sought out, and where else we might be able to seek grant funds that haven't been targeted yet. My third goal comes from the 20 years I've worked in the natural resource field, 10 of which have been here in Southern Oregon. Through my work, I have found a passion for the economic, aesthetic, and wild natural resource values that string this community together. These resources play an outsized role in the founding of this community. We've got our ocean resources and our timber resources. I'd love to see an increase in agrotech and natural resource introduction classes that can provide just sort of an introduction to the wide range of natural resource careers that are available right here in Southern Oregon. Wrapping up, I would like to address the board's question about my vision for the education in this community. And it was partway through the application, but I felt it made a good conclusion here tonight. As I've mentioned, I believe that education in the public school system are foundations in the community, and that education can look like many different things. In supporting our staff, expanding class options to target our community's unique values, and in seeking out grants or external funding sources, this will all in turn support our local economy and our local community. And the positive outcomes from these within our students will trickle out into the community around us. If selected, I'm excited about the opportunity to work alongside the other dedicated individuals on the school board to make informed decisions that will positively impact our students and schools. I'm committed to listening to concerns of all the stakeholders, conducting thorough research, and making decisions that align with our district's values and goals. So again, thank you for the opportunity to interview and for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. Any questions for Colleen? No. All right. Thank you, Colleen.
Sure.
Okay, number 3 will be Charlotte Hutt. Welcome, Charlotte. You can stand or sit, whatever suits you.
Well, my glasses, I think I'll sit. That's closer. So I am Charlotte Hutt. Thank you for having me here tonight. For this interview process, especially, and the opportunity to explain why I'm applying for the North Bend vacancy. Most importantly, thank you for volunteering your time to study, to think through, deliberate, and to make decisions that guide our school district. School boards do make decisions, how best to promote academic excellence over time, how to enhance the quality of teaching, how to best support and foster a culture of transparency among students, staff, parents, and the community, how to ensure responsible and effective use of resources to meet these needs within budgets and within the laws. No matter how distant these decisions might seem from the classroom, I can attest as a retired teacher that they are important to each child's success. A decision to fund the sports bus. That means Daniel, and I won't use his last name, can be on the math team. His parents work night at the Linwood Mall. In fact, they're living at the Linwood Mall in their shop. And he could now be on the math team. And math, we were a winning team when Daniel was in middle school. We are being asked to support the district levy. Well, thanks, excellent. If this passes, the elementary school will get a much needed gym. And if it doesn't pass, we'll make do as we've done. So many decisions with so much effects on our students. It's really a big piece of the action. And as a teacher, I always recognize that. But I couldn't be a school board member when I was a teacher because I was a teacher and I had children and then grandchildren and I was home grading papers. And so I'm glad to have the opportunity to apply now. In order to best meet the needs of the students in our community and those who will arrive at our schools in the very near future, my one agenda item in applying for this opening is to act as a board member to help ensure each student's success. Character, of course, is part of the success, and I enjoyed hearing the board's goals tonight, your two goals, academic achievement and behavior. My background in mathematics and decision-making, I think is really helps for this kind of a decision. I am a team player. I have lots of experience on committees and working together with groups with very disparate ideas and dealing with respect to come to decisions and the best decision we can with what we've got. I do not know all the drivers in North Bend schools, but I am a good learner and a good listener. I believe in collaboration and I believe in public service. I have experience on both public and private boards and am currently on the North Bend Library Board. As I said before, HR and hiring committees, budget committees, school improvement committees at different schools and in different districts. I'm willing to listen to the experience of others while sharing mine as we sort through problems and find solutions. I don't want to restate what I've just said, so let me just tell you a little bit about myself and my family, just a smidgen. Although I don't have any priorities and bring nothing else on my agenda to the district. I don't have a business here. I am a grandmother, mother. My children no longer live here, as many of my friends' children no longer live here. My two daughters both attended North Bend schools for a time. The activity that Chris Pendleton just talked about are important today as they were in the 90s. My daughter to this day will tell you, this is my oldest, she's going to turn, 50 soon. I just dated myself. She will tell you that this is why she's a great nurse, was the drama program. My youngest was a very different child and had 3 years at North Bay Elementary, where she had a wonderful teacher who really took her under his wing, and there wasn't a special ed program out there at the time. And she needed some special assistance. But by the time she left North Bay with 3 years of the same teacher, which is what they did at the time, he really helped her and she came into herself and she adapted to school. And today she is an international known photographer living in Thailand with her husband and 4 children, which is hard for a grandmother, but you know, the success. I have 2 successful daughters. I myself was a foster child. I came to school as that kid who had no guidance and nobody to guide me. My foster parents were stressed generally. I even ended up in a girls' group home because there weren't foster parents. I absolutely bonded at school. I absolutely had teachers who took me to the library, and when I finished reading all the books, they got books from the middle school for me. School made a big difference, and I attribute public schools to my success. So that's why I'm here, because no matter where children come from, what they bring to school, we as a community can ensure our future. And that's with these children's success. Thank you. And by the way, I just said it again. Thank you for what you're doing.
Okay, thank you, Charlotte. Any questions for Charlotte from the board? Okay, thank you, Charlotte. Fourth up this evening, we will have Robert LeBaire.
Wow,
Welcome, Robert.
rooms real quiet all of a sudden. So good evening, my name is Bob LeBear. Give you a little bit of background on myself. I'm here, I'm the industrial sales rep.
You just move over a little bit so I can see you.
Industrial sales rep here for industrial steel and supply. Travel all around selling steel and doing different things. So my background is not in the educational background, but it's been in sales, marketing, mostly managing people, mentoring, coaching, hiring. And I coached fast pitch softball, girls fast pitch softball from 10 and under to 18 and under gold for 10 years and got them all into D1 schools or into at least to a local JC. So I think education is real important. My daughters, both, one of them was a fast pitch softball player. She went to Chico State, graduated from there, went on, got her master's at UC Davis, and now is going to be an anesthesiologist. And she's on her own dime from this point forward, going to 2025. So I don't have to take out any loans or anything. So anyway, as I said in my application, you know, I think there's a lot of people who just kind of stand on the sidelines and don't get involved and don't look at what's going on with the youth of America, I guess, if you look at it as a whole. And I think there's some disconnects on different things. I talked to a lot of parents. I talked to a lot of people that own businesses in the community here. My other half, my better half, she's the marketing director for Ziply Fiber. She's heavily involved with all of the kids here locally. I think we gave out 10 or 12 big boxes of candy here on Saturday. So that was a lot of fun to see the kids, and a lot of them who were very well behaved and, you know, please, thank you. There was a lot of good things. So that's a lot of positive stuff to see from the kids here in the community. And there's a lot going on in the world, obviously, as you know. So for me, I think that, you know, working with the parents is an important part of what everybody does. So the parents want to see what's going on with their kids. Why is it going on with their kids? What can you do better? I think the faculty obviously is a big part of that. So that component as well. And then the third one is obviously the board who sits down and regulates everything and looks at the budgeting and that type of thing. So in my background, I've done a lot of that. So I've put together plan numbers, trained people, hired people, traveled all over extensively in the US, and just brought people up the curve all the time. And I think so when you look at that, I think there's a lot of opportunity to be able to work with everybody and try to figure out, you take the pain, if you will, or you know, whatever the problem is, and then sit down as a group and try to figure out how you're going to manage it, how you're going to fix it, how you're going to come up with a, you know, a viable answer that, you know, suits everybody. So that's about what I have. I'd like to get involved, and certainly I see, it was nice to see there's 5 of us here that throwing their hats into the ring and want to try to do something in the community. And that's me. Any questions? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, the 5th and last candidate will be Dallas Pettenbrink.
I'm Dallas Pettenbrink, by the way.
Welcome, Dallas. You can stand or sit, whatever suits you.
I say, well, I said, oh gosh. Not prepared some remarks, I guess. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the community and fellow advocates for education, I come before you today as a dedicated and passionate advocate for education. I firmly believe that education is the cornerstone of our society and the key to unlocking a brighter future for our children. It's a privilege to be here. I am deeply honored to be considered for position on the school board and an opportunity to contribute positively to our community and make a lasting impact on the lives of our students. Throughout my career as a career and volunteer experience, I have been fortunate to immerse myself in the world of education, gaining a profound understanding of the challenges and opportunities it presents. My time at Southwestern Oregon Community College, where I actively engaged in various educational initiatives, working with Upward Bound, has afforded me valuable insights into the intricacies of curriculum development, the essential support teachers require, and the indispensable role of community engagement in shaping the educational landscape. If entrusted with the responsibility of serving on the school board, I am committed to prioritizing the following key areas, all of which I believe are fundamental in nurturing an environment of educational excellence. The first one being student-centered policies. Every decision made by a school board should revolve around the best interests of our students. I will advocate tirelessly for policies that prioritize their educational needs, ensuring that every child has the access to the finest education possible. Our students are our future and they deserve nothing less than the very best. Number two, teacher support. Our dedicated educators are the heart of our educational system. To attract and retain the best, we must advocate for fair compensation, provide opportunities for professional growth, and ensure a positive and nurturing working environment. Teachers who are valued and supported can inspire and shape our students' lives positively. Number three, community engagement. The power of community involvement cannot be overstated. I pledge to actively seek input from parents, teachers, and community members, as their collective wisdom is indispensable in making informed decisions that benefit everyone. Together, we can build a stronger educational system. Safety and security. Our schools must be sanctuaries of learning. I will work diligently to propose policies that safeguard our students from violence, ensuring that every child has an equal opportunity to succeed in a safe and secure environment. A focus on safety will help students and teachers thrive. Number five, fiscal responsibility. Responsible budgeting is essential to ensure that we allocate resources effectively, prioritizing programs that directly impact student achievement. We must be diligent stewards of public funds, always keeping the best interests of our students at the forefront of our financial decisions. So with that, I'm excited about the opportunity to serve on the school board and be part of the growth and success of North Bend School District 13. Together with your support and collaboration, we can create a community that not only values education, but provides a foundation for every student to reach their full potential. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next on the agenda.
That's it.
Nope.
Perfect.
There's no question.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, any questions? I thought there was a quiz.
Yeah. There may be.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8, board vacancy appointment, and I'll read a little bit about the board voting process. The board chair will call each candidate's name and board members can vote for the candidate of their choice. And I'll do a roll call vote and I'll start down on here with Nathan on the right when you start. 4 votes are required to be elected to the board. And whichever candidates get a vote will proceed to round 2 if required. So, board good on the voting process? Okay, without got a score to beat. Michelle, you have one too?
I got it.
Okay, we'll double check after.
Okay.
Okay, Nathan, would you like to vote for?
Sure.
Julie Thies.
This is ridiculously hard.
It's good that it's hard.
Yes. Dallas.
Hey, Michelle Roberts.
Gerald?
Carol. To make sure I'm scoring this right. Mary Schilling.
Dallas.
And I will cast a vote for Dallas. So. Okay, here's how we have it in the score booth. Michelle, make sure I'm right. Gerald Evans got 1 vote.
Say that one more time.
Gerald Evans got 1.
Yes.
Charlotte Hutt got 1.
Yes.
Robert Labar got 1. Dallas got 3. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So we will go to round 2 voting. No, you're here. You're welcome. You're welcome to hear and say, good question, Bill. Okay, round 2 voting, Nathan McClintock,
Same thing,
Charlotte. Carol Yardley. Michelle Roberts.
If we stick with our same, do we make any difference?
It's up to you what you'd like to do.
Vote how you want.
How do we narrow this down?
Well, we'll do this round and we can have some discussion.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with my Gerald.
Mary Schilling,
Dallas.
Julie, peace.
Gerald.
And I will stick with Dallas. Okay. The voting is Gerald Evans 2, Charlotte Hutt 1, Bob LaBar 1, and Dallas Pettenbrink 2. So it's 2-1-1-2. Does the board have any thoughts? Any comments, any discussion?
There's 5 people that are running, that put their name in that. There's only one person who actually ran for the office. The time, effort, dedication, tried to become a board member. She was unsuccessful at that point, but I think that shows the level of dedication and concern that really should be taken into consideration. That's one reason I'm voting for Charlotte, because she took that time and effort down into the streets. I mean, we've all ran for it, and it's not an easy thing to do. So that's, I think that elevates her above people who just put their name in the hat, and I, no disrespect intended to the rest of them. I respect the fact that they want to be involved, but she has shown a level of wanting to be involved more so than just saying, I want to be on board. She's ran, and I was with her at times during the campaign, and she was out on the street a lot more than I was, and I give her a lot of credit for that. So that's one of the reasons I'm voting for her. Plus, I think she'd make an excellent board member.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments?
Yeah, then you Dallas has one.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
I actually ran.
Okay, thank you, Dallas. You record reflect Dallas ran. In what year?
I believe it was 2020, the same year as Christina and this league ran against each other, actually.
All right. No. Yeah. So any other comments? I'm gonna propose, so we have 2 people with 2 votes and 2 people with 1 vote. We can vote another round, or we can, I would say, kick out the low votes and just go with the 2.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. Nathan, you're okay with that?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, we can revote one more time.
Let's try.
We'll try it one more time. If it stays the same, the plan will be next round is to kick out the low vote, as we did. Well, that is the plan. So, okay, round 3. Nathan McClintock.
Sure.
Carol. Michelle Roberts.
Gerald.
Mary Schilling.
Dallas.
Julie.
Gerald.
And I will vote for Dallas. Okay, Gerald. Okay, Gerald, you have 2. Charlotte, you have 1. Bob LaBar, 1. Dallas, 2. So we will drop the 2 low votes, or the low vote, which is essentially Charlotte and Bob. So round 4 will just be Gerald and Dallas Pettenbrink. And you can vote Yay, nay, or abstain? Nathan?
Give me a minute.
Okay, we'll come back. Julie Thies. I'm sorry, Slayton.
Yeah,
Carol Yardley.
We have Gerald and.
Gerald or Dallas?
I'll take that minute. with, Nathan.
Okay. Mary Fillings.
Yeah, plus
Michelle Roberts.
Gerald.
It's Gerald or Dallas, right?
One of those two, correct?
I'll go with Dallas.
Carol Yardley. The current vote is 2 for Gerald and 2 for Dallas, and there are 2 votes outstanding, yours and mine.
All right, we'll go Dallas.
Dallas. I'll vote for Dallas. Dallas has 4. Gerald has 2. So Dallas is elected or appointed to the school board. Thank the board for your careful consideration. It was great to have a lot of great candidates this time around, and I want to thank you for showing up. Nathan's very correct. It's you put yourself out there. So I want to thank you for that. See, okay, Dallas, if you'd approach, we will swear you in. Okay, I, Dallas Pittenbrink, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the State of Oregon.
That will support the Constitution of the State of Oregon.
There's a lot of words here.
There is.
I was struggling to be an English teacher. So.
Oh, see, there you go. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the State of Oregon and the laws thereof and the policies of the North Bend School District. During my term, I will faithfully and impartially discharge the responsibilities of the office of school board member to the best of my ability, and will bear in mind always the welfare of the children entrusted to the school district.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Oh, I got this.
Oh, a name like that.
Okay. All right, agenda item 9, board comments.
That was rougher than I thought.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You guys, thank you.
Yes.
For your putting it out there. You guys are all great. I thought reading through the your applications online, I thought I had it all figured out, and you guys made it really hard. And I really appreciate that, because you guys are definitely great candidates. Next time, I'm serious. Put your names on the ballot for the community. Put it on 9/25. Run against me.
I'd like to, there are obviously other volunteer positions that would assist with the school district, and I welcome any of you or all of you to look into that, whether it's substitute teaching.
$200 a day.
Yeah.
206, I think. 206. But you do it not for the money, but for the, for the kids. Thank you.
Yes. All very nominated candidates. And very.
Okay, thank you. The board will be traveling with Vince and Michelle to there's an Oregon School Board Association conference, November 9th through 11th up in Portland that we'll go to. It was, I went last year and I went with rather low expectations, and I gotta say there were some great speakers, some great topics, and I learned a lot. So it's, I'm a big believer in continuing education, and there were some very good speakers, and changed my views on a couple things there, which was good. It's good to be challenged in those areas, so. Board will be doing that. I think all 6 are going. Dallas, you're welcome to, I think there's a room reserved for you if you care to attend. So with that. Hey, item 10, information only. There's some district financial information as normal. Work session November 16th at the North Bend High School Library, and that'll be on climate and culture. We'll hear from Vince and the administrators, and yeah, that'll be good. Looking forward to that. And that's it. With that, we will go ahead and adjourn. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.